test.
Here we go. We're up at Beloit volleyball, varsity girls in the forecourt, JV girls in the far court. So if I'm caught off guard and watching JV, Kendall's playing at the same time I'm filming varsity here, so bear with me. Minneapolis will serve first here. Emily Fleming for Minneapolis. Bumped right back over and tipped by Shea, and now Chantel knocks it on over. And the pass goes out of bounds. Point Beloit. I'll pick up the girls for Beloit here in just a minute. Their serve is over in good shape. Bumped up Chantel with a nice set to Jessica DeVries. And a big hit by Lady Trojans. We cannot pull it up off the floor. It goes out of bounds. And that one hits the floor. So 3-0 here early in the first game of the first match. Beloit. And that's a lift. And we get it up front. Chantel bumps it on over. Now Beloit on the attack here. Hammers it down. Quick timeout by Coach Mack as Beloit jumps out to a 5-0 lead here early in this first game of the first match. We'll be back right after this quick timeout. Here we go, and there's a nice pass by Tacey Pounds. Now DeVries' attack goes in the net. Beloit 6, Minneapolis nothing. Back row. There we go. Shea Shoemaker with the kill. Side out to Minneapolis, Chantel Darrow. Will serve. 1-6. Beloit. We'll see if they can pass. Nope. Taylor Miller is 29 for Beloit. You know her. There is a Schamberg. That serve goes in the net. Brittany Barrett, Schamberg. There's the neck, of course. Pass up front. Now DeVries with the attack. Miss hit. Another left. Back row having their problems here today so far. I think she's a Wendell. There's a nice tip by Shea. Winkle. Shea Shoemaker with the serve for Minneapolis. And their kill goes down. It's 11-3 Beloit. I cannot see the score of the JV game. Yes, I can. 8-4, Minneapolis leading, 9-4. As Mackenzie Mortimer serves. Try not to get two games mixed up into one here. Nice pass by Chantel. That's in. Point Beloit. Casey Pounds with a good set, and Shea with an attack, or excuse me, Connor Fulton. Big attack. Jessica DeVries now serving Minneapolis. And that's down to the floor, point Minneapolis. Ingbert, File, or Winkle, Eck, Schamberg for Beloit. And there's a tip by Minneapolis. It does not get up high enough to where someone else can get it. And it's point to Beloit. Set by Pounds. And that's good. On the line. Barrett, Ingbert, Winkle, Miller, and Schamberg, I believe. I don't know how they're going to call it that way when it was line judge called it in. Nice pass by Chantel. And miss hit by the back row, Libero. Now Tacey Pounds. They get it over. There's a set in the middle, hammered down by Minneapolis for a point. We're back in this thing here at 13-7. Pounds still serving. That one goes backwards as Miller cannot handle that serve. That one's going to the floor. Dwandra Nusbaum. I have trouble with that one. Pounds still serving here. Minneapolis back in this thing, 13-8. Excellent serve by Pounds, and Jawanda will go out. Good serve, back set by Miller, and a nice dig by Pounds. Gets us an attack at the net by Fulton. Nice dig by Pounds again. Now Fleming with the tap over. Shoemaker hits the floor for a save, and we take care of business on the defensive end here. Something I've not seen yet here today. And another dig by Shoemaker, set Fulton. And there Libero just taps it on over. Now a nice set by Chantel, and Fulton leans back and rocks one over. And DeVries backhand one, and Fleming hits one down the line. It's good, and now Beloit with the timeout as Minneapolis clawed their way back into this thing, 13-10. Chelsea Anderson, the libero. Brother was a pretty quick 100-meter runner in track. Pound still serving here for Minneapolis as the JV are taking care of business on the other side. There's a nice serve. It's going backwards. Anderson plays it. It goes over in 3. Now the back set. Fleming's attack goes out the back door. Side out to Beloit. Nice dig by Chantel, and Fulton bumps it on over. Just a tap. Beloit's in the net. Side out to Minneapolis. So all for naught there as Minneapolis with a side out. Winkle with the good serve. We were able to retrieve it. Beloit in the net. 14-11 there. The pass comes over and Fleming hammers it down for Minneapolis. Well, the girls have settled in a little bit here as Fulton. The nice serve, deep serve, as Anderson takes it clear at the back line. Now Pounds with a good pass. And the attack makes it over. Now DeVries set by Chantel. And Shea Shoemaker crawls the back of Emily Fleming. Or Connor Fulton, excuse me. Side out to Beloit. As they replace the libero. Miller. It's a pretty good serve. There's a good hit. Nice attack by Shoemaker. Finally, someone puts a charge into one. And we get a kill. Nice serve, cannot be returned by Beloit. Fleming still serving here. Anderson with the pass to the front. That's 2-hit set by the setter. DeVries. She has got to elevate in order to get that ball in on her kill attempts, or they're going to go wide or long. 16-14. Beloit leading by 2 here. Nice serve is handled on the back row by Pounds. The tip by Beloit. Now DeVries just hits it over. It goes out of bounds. JV's winning 18-6. That's out. Excuse me, 20-17. Beloit's made up some ground over there. That's in. Easily in. 18-15 side out to Beloit. It's way out of bounds. Waldenhaft. Now Shoemaker with a nice serve. That pass goes backwards. Shoemaker goes to get it. Now Fulton pushes it on over. Now tipped by Beloit. And that's tipped by DeVries as she just tips it over. Side out to Minneapolis. Brittany Barrett is the redhead. Shoemaker still serving here. 18-17. Fulton up at the net for net play as Beloit's pass come on over and she just tipped it straight down to the floor. Shoemaker still serving. If you told me we were going to get this thing tied and take the lead at 19-18 at the start of this game, I would have told you were crazy. Shoemaker. Anderson's pass is in good shape. Now Burnt with the hit. Chantel set. Fulton. It's blocked. It comes over, and Jessica DeVries tips it on over, and then Fleming's hit goes in the net. Burnt out, and Nazem, close enough. Pounds with the set. Shoemaker, it's caught. The lift. Beloit as Shoemaker hits through the block for a point, Minneapolis. And we have a 1-point lead. DeVries serve is over, in good shape. And our pass goes over, and they just hammer it down to the floor as Nazem just couldn't wait for that one to come on over. Winkle now serving for Beloit. That ball hits the floor. Now Beloit with a 1-point lead. And we need a side out. Good pass by Chantel. Now the outside. Fleming's tip goes down to the floor. 4-point, Minneapolis. And probably the person we want serving is there right now, Tacey Pounds. They bump it on over. Now a chance to attack, and we can't get her pass up there. Chantel with a good set. That's blocked by Beloit, but they recover. Fulton with another strong attack in the middle. Shoemaker with a good pass. Now the outside by Fleming. Dunks it in there. It's a point. They're there to block at the net. Emily dinks it right over the top of the defense. Cruz will go in now as Beloit's coach trying to break this momentum run that we're having, and that serve goes right out the back. Mental mistakes here are costing us down the stretch as Minneapolis gets back in this game and unable to capitalize on the service. 22 all. And they just hammer it down to the floor for a point. Now they're in the lead, 23-22. Coach Mack's calling timeout. As the JV won 25-21 over on the other side. We'll be back after this. Brittany Eck for Beloit. Chantel's pass goes directly over to the coach. Not the direction we wanted it to go. Eck with the chance to win this first game right here. Pass by Shoemaker's in good shape. Now the back set. Fulton just taps it on over. Free ball. Which gives Beloit a chance to attack the net, and they take care of business. As Taylor Miller with the kill and the victory for Beloit, 25-22 on this first game of the first match. We'll turn it around and play the second game here in just a minute. Here we go, second game of this first match. It's out. 1-0 Minneapolis. Fleming. Tipped by Beloit, and it's out. Back set, and the cross-court winner is just long. And point Minneapolis. That's a nice block. That's the net play that we really, really need as Beloit falls behind here real quick. 4-0 on nice net play by Shea Shoemaker and good serves. Notice Jera is suited up. I doubt she will play, but the ankle's coming around, so she should be ready to go in another week, looks to me like. That started to come over, but didn't. Jess right there for the stuff, and it drops on Beloit's side. Point Minneapolis. There's a back row attack by Lady Trojans, goes way out the back. Now Fleming still serving for Minneapolis. Well, that wasn't even close as Winhoff puts a hand up there, and it goes way out the back. There's the 2 hits. Pass by Beloit, and Minneapolis is out to an 8-0 lead as Cruz comes back in for Beloit to try and break this momentum. Big Blue putting it to him here in the second game. Nice dig on the back row by Fleming, and there's a nice hit by Shoemaker, or excuse me, DeVries. And Minneapolis will have to do it in 3, but very capable as you notice the score all of a sudden is 9-0. And that's in. So everything landing in this game, 10-0 Minneapolis. There's a good set, and Beloit with the cross-court attack. We're able to play defense. Now Fulton with a nice bump up front. DeVries hits through the block as Jess elevates and hammers one down for Minneapolis. Barrett out the back. Emily Pauls comes in for the first time for Beloit. Fleming still serving rather well, I might add. Tape shots picked up nicely by Shoemaker. Now she rocks back and hammers it on over right down the middle as Miller just bumps it over for a 3-ball here. And a good chance for Minneapolis to throw one down as DeVries comes to the net. It's stuffed. Blocked back over on our side. And Beloit throws out the left hand there. And it rolls across the tape and drops on our side for the point. Beloit. Anderson now. Pass comes on over. They've got a chance here for a good attack, and that's going out the back. We take it. Fulton. There's a nice attack by DeVries, and Beloit unable to get it over there as Paul's backhand drops on Beloit's side. Pounds set. DeVries, tape shot, drops on Beloit's side. Point Minneapolis has Lady Lions playing rather well here the second game. JV girls are behind by 3, 9-6. Miller, pass up front. It was a nice attack, but even better dig on the back row as we can't talk. It drops right in between two Minneapolis players. 14-2 Minneapolis. Nice dig by Tacey Pounds. All they have to do is talk, and that would be not an issue. There we go. Shay Shoemaker with the kill. Cross-court winner. Now, Melanie Catron comes in for Connor Fulton. Play the front row here. 15-3 Minneapolis. Shoemaker. Nice serve. Miller bumps it on over. It's a 3-ball set. And Tacey Pounds from the outside with the kill as Beloit unable to handle it. Anderson now the set. Miller, her attack at the net is stopped by Melanie Catron. Nice block, Mel. Oh, that's in. They let it go, and it's 18-3 all of a sudden. Minneapolis playing well here in the second game of this first match. Quick timeout by Beloit, and we'll be back. Here we go. Back set, just bumped on over. Now nice pass, and DeVries with an attack is stuffed by Beloit. There's another one that get a hand on it. It's going out of bounds. And Melanie Catron finds the open spot in the middle. Point Minneapolis, 19-3. Tyson comes in as Shoemaker gets ready to serve again here. At 19-4. Chantel bumps it on over. Now Anderson does the same. Now a chance for the attack at the net. Jessica DeVries puts one to the back rows. Anderson is able to handle it. Doesn't drop that time. Chantel goes to get it. And there's a nice stuff by Melanie Catron. As Beloit. And there's Melanie Catron's cross-court winner from the middle. As Point Minneapolis. Jessica DeVries serving now for Minneapolis. Anderson, back set. And it's limp wristed over, but it counts. Lands in the middle by Eck. Pounds tips it on over as that pass was going over. Nice attack by Fleming from the outside. And a good dig by DeVries. Wonderful save by Fleming as that was headed down to the floor. and they catch Mel on the net. Point Beloit. Back. Set. An attack by Mel goes in the net. Point Beloit. Breeze with the pass to the front, and we just get it over in 3, and they tip it on over, and that's a lift by Catron. Pretty good run here put together by Beloit. Now a tip by Fleming goes over, and it drops for Point Minneapolis. Now Tacey Pounds. DeVries. Pass goes backwards. It goes out of bounds. Point for Beloit. Substitute here for Beloit as Nazem goes back in, and Taylor Miller with the serve, and nice dig on the back row by Minneapolis, and Chantel's attack at the net goes long out the back. She's wearing a little bit of extra tape on that right hand, like the old thumb is partially dislocated. And Miller still serving for Lady Trojans. We'll be back up here Friday with some football action. And Beloit's in the net. Now Fulton back in for Mel. And she will serve. Nice deep serve. Miller had to take it. Slammed on over. Windelshoff. And it drops on our side. Now Wendy Ingbert. Shoemaker with a nice attack. That's out. Point Minneapolis, 23-11. Pass didn't make it up front as Windelshoff not handle that serve by Emily Fleming. There's another one. They do get it over. It's a 3-ball. Set. Oh, and a nice save by Chantel as we're stuffed at the net. Now the outside by DeVries is handled by Miller at the back row. It's tapped on over by Ingbert. Shoemaker with a nice tip. Oh, nice dig by Fleming. And a nice save by Shoemaker at the net. Now DeVries puts one down as Beloit's in the net. And it's game point to Minneapolis. 25-11 Minneapolis with the victory there. So we'll have to do it in 3 here. And they are playing to 25 on the 3rd game. Last year it was coach's choice, usually 15. We'll be back with the 3rd game of this first match here in just a minute. Here we go, 3rd game of this first match. Nice pass by Pounds, and it's tipped on over, and Beloit hammers it down. Now Fleming puts the fist to it, and it goes on over. Oh, what a block by Shoemaker. And a nice dig on the back row by Fulton. That's out. Point Minneapolis, as JV girls have come from behind to take the lead over there on the other court. 23-22 and serving. I might as well do this. Kendall serving right now. Goes out the back. And it's tied up 23-all. And Beloit with the stuff at the net scores the point. There's a nice attack at the net by Shea Shoemaker. And that's what we need, some power into this volleyball game here. Two all. Anderson's serve goes over. Now DeVries with a good attack at the net. And a pretty good pass. As Shoemaker falling backwards. He's caught with the lift. Kind of in between steps there. Fulton unable to cover there as that serve by Anderson goes in. There's another one. It was out, but they say it was tipped. And Coach Mack has seen enough as our back row problems continue. At times we play well back there, and other times we can stink it up. And the JV girls do it. They went in two. They put that one away 26-24. Now Anderson still serving for Beloit. And uncharacteristic dig by Pounds. Goes Array. That's out. They let her go, and Minneapolis with the point and side up. Chantel. Serve is in good shape. Now Beloit with a chance. Just knock it on over. And DeVries comes to the net. Beloit able to recover. Now in the middle, Shoemaker. Miller. Miss hit by DeVries, and it goes over. Nice block. Oh, that net play is so important as Shoemaker comes to the net for the block. Chantel hammers one to the back row, and Miller cannot handle it. It goes out of bounds. Six-5 Beloit. Another nice serve by Chantel. Miller just bumps it over. Ooh, there's a nice quick set. Called out by the hitter, and a wonderful set by Pounds as Shoemaker comes with the attack, hammers it down, but Beloit able to dig it on the back row. And we're all tied at 6. Miller on the back row just taps it on over. Now Chantel sets Shoemaker in the middle, and Beloit with the stuff. It drops on our side. Side out to Beloit. Breeze with the middle attack. And they dink it over the top of our blockers to the back row, and there's no one there. 8-6. Another swing attempt at that serve, and Beloit hitting it to our back row. There's not much resistance there right now. Now we get a pass to the front row as Fulton gets it there, and Shoemaker with a big kill attempt. Beloit able to recover. Now Shoemaker's hit in the middle. Fleming. Looks like we're having a hard time getting the pass to the front row. All of a sudden. Bolton to Darrow, now Shoemaker. Beloit's in the net. Now Shoemaker. That one goes over now, Mel. In playing the front row, knocks it out the back row. 13-7. Beloit. Nice dig by Fleming. Now Melanie Catching, the attack of the net goes short in the net, and it's a point. Beloit. Catron's pass over that time. Now she's there to block, and Miller not get it over. Now DeVries. Anderson's pass to the middle is there. Shoemaker's pass back set by Chantel, tip by Pounds. And there's nobody there to cover as they just tap it in between the front and back row. 15-8. Ingberg. Nice pass by Shea. We were called with a double hit. And a timeout by Coach Mack. As this thing's starting to get away from us here. We're in the third game of this first match. We'll be back after this quick timeout. Here we go, Beloit still serving Ingberg. Pass goes almost into the other court. DeVries tracks it down and gets it back into our court. But we cannot get it over. 17-8. Ingberg. Nice deep serve. Pounds comes to get that pass. Now Fleming's hit goes in the net. As our pass took our setter clear to the back row. Henceforth an attack at the net, or a mid-court attack. Now nice attempt there by Melanie Catron. Zer there to block. She tips over the blockers. Point Minneapolis, and we're serving. Tacey Pounds. There's a nice block by Mel, and she covers as Fleming knocks it on over. Now Engbert with the set, and Miller with a hit to the back row as Shoemaker's there. And we dink it in. It falls in as Fleming finds an open spot and puts it in there. Tacey Pounds, the effective servers in the past and here tonight. Melanie Catron with the mid-court attack. Now DeVries. Nice attack mid-court. Evidently that hit something as it went over. Point Beloit, 19-10, Lady Trojans. Fleming tips it on over. That one hits the floor. DeVries pancakes out to get it. It comes up and hits Shea in the forehead. Both were laid out to get it. 20-10. Back set by Pounds. Nice stuff at the net by Mel. It falls on Beloit's side for a point Minneapolis as Connor Fulton comes back in. And she's serving. Back set by Engbert. Miss hit. By Wendell Haft. Fulton still serving. Anderson can't track down that errant pass. As Cruz playing the back row has a little problem with that serve of Connor Fulton. 2013 will be back after this timeout. Beloit. Here we go, Connor Fulton. Racer for Minneapolis. Trailing by 7 here. Third game of this first match. Nice dig by Pounds. And a tip by Fleming. Goes over, now the middle. Hit by Emily Pauls. Hits the floor for a point. Beloit. Now Engbert. Our pass goes over. Engbert. And we've got a ball on the floor here. So we'll start over with this point. DeVries pass. 3 ball goes in the net. And it's 22-13, Engbert. And her serve goes in the net. Now Fleming, 22-14, Beloit. Left hand hit by Pauls. And now Shoemaker with the tip. and we can't get it. 23-14. Now Shoemaker, it's out. Game, match, point right here. And DeVries with the kill says not yet. 24-15. And Chantel will serve here. Needing 10. I guess 11. We can do that. 11 in a row. Chantel's first one is over in good shape. Paul's. They bump it on over. Now DeVries again. Anderson with a nice pass to the front. And she puts it into the corner for a point, Beloit. And that's the way that ends. Beloit 25, Minneapolis 15. And Beloit takes it in 2. They won the first game 25-22. We won the second game 25-10. And Beloit wins the third 25-15. We'll be back with match number 2 here in just a minute. Getting ready here for the second match of the evening. Ladies varsity getting ready to take on Beloit here. Beloit winning the first match in 3. Minneapolis pounded them in the second game of the first match, but Beloit came through in the third game of the first match. As JV came over and played on this court, as C-team played on the other side, the JV went up against Beloit's varsity girls. They played their varsity right back out again after the varsity match and had them play against our JV, and we did quite well actually. We didn't win, but just got beat by 8. So here we go. First game of this second match. And Beloit will start. Ingbert. Shea rears back and hammers it on over. And DeVries with a nice dig on the back row. Now tipped over by Fleming. Pounds with a nice pass to the front. And Shoemaker with the kill. Well, if that's any indication of the way this game will go, I think Coach Mack's got him squared away on the approach she wants him to take, as we have a very good attack at the net. Shoemaker with the kill and Minneapolis with the point. Nice attack by Beloit. And another one from the corner, DeVries. Finds the corner as Cruz comes back in for Beloit. As Fleming wings another one over. That one goes in the net. Winkle. And that goes out the back line. 3-1 Minneapolis, Beloit serving. And we'll see if our back row can put it together. Nice pass by Pounds. It goes on across. And Beloit just hammers it down. 3-2 Minneapolis. That serves out of bounds by Beloit. And Henderson comes back in, the libero. Chantel's serve is over in good shape. It's a 3-ball. We can't get the pass up to the front to attack the net, and we put it in the net at midcourt with the midcourt attack. Chantel back set to Shea. Nice attack there as Beloit is able to, that's out. Point and service goes to Minneapolis as Shea Shoemaker goes back to serve. And that's out. A couple of service errors here in the early going has kept Beloit in this thing. And they will serve now just trailing 4-5. And that's out. Thank you very much. As Beloit returns the favor. The breeze. It's over in good shape. Back set. The Miller is stuffed. Anderson goes to get it. It would have been way out of bounds. Fleming. And that's set over by Anderson. Our set goes to the net. Back set. You got a hand on it. It goes out of bounds as Pounds hammers one across. Now DeVries back serving again. 7-4 Minneapolis. Nice defense by Minneapolis. And good net play there by Connor Fulton. Shoemaker's pass is on the money and Fleming taps it on over. They recover. Back set. Pounds. It's tipped. They keep it in play on some excellent hustle by Anderson. Now Fleming again, and they're there. And Miller puts it down for Beloit. Nice stuff. We're there to cover a block. That didn't go over. It's point Minneapolis. Stacey Pounds to serve now. It's in. Their pass come over the net. Chantel thought it was going wide. It landed on the line for a point, Beloit. Now Miller will serve trailing 6-8. Back set to Fulton, and her hit goes too strong out the back. Seven, 8 Beloit. Miller tries to dink one in and lands in the net. Point Minneapolis. Now Connor Fulton. one goes in. As Winkle finds the middle with a tap in there. Now Engbert. And the back row pass does not find our setter, goes under the net. And it's all tied up at 9. Big stuff, kill by Winkle. Coming undone. Coach Mack sees it, calls the timeout. As Beloit jumps out to a 2-point lead here, all of a sudden we're a little out of sorts, and it all goes back to that back row first pass, a must, and we're not able to do it here tonight. Kind of been our downfall so far, is just that back row passing. We'll be back in just a minute. That pass goes to front row, goes over, and Beloit's there waiting, hammers it down for a point. As Engbert still serving for Lady Trojans. Back set, Fleming. It goes out. And we've got an extra ball on our court. Minneapolis, I'm going to call it C team, playing in the other court. This pass heads to the locker room, and Minneapolis unable to bring it to the front here tonight from the back row. Tape shot goes over. Now the set by Darrow. Shoemaker tips it to the back. Like a catch by Miller, not called. We bump it on over in 3. They tip it. Now the set by Darrow. Middle attack by Shoemaker. There. She tips it in. And then Fleming, handcuffed over there with the ball on her shoulder, could not recover to get that pass back up again as the ball caught her backpedaling. Now there's a good attack by Shoemaker, stuffed by Beloit, tipped on over for a point, Minneapolis. Fleming. And they've got a lift. Point, Lady Lions. Fleming, probably the most consistent server here tonight. Bumps that one up, and as Shoemaker goes to the net, it's stuffed. By Burnt. Set by Darrow, hammered by DeVries, and it's stuffed out of bounds. Point Minneapolis as Anderson comes back in for Beloit. Miller just bumps it on over. Darrow, nice set to DeVries, and she pounds one across. It's stuffed by Burnt again. And we tip it, it goes out the back line. Point Beloit on a big block by Burnt. Steph kill. 18-12 Beloit. Shoemaker tips it on over, and we've got Beloit in the net. Point Lady Lions, and Shea Shoemaker will serve now. Goes over, but outside the antenna, out of bounds. Shoemaker with a nice deep serve. It's out the back as Miller has a big swing, and Beloit's coach wants the timeout. We'll be back after this quick timeout. Here we go, 18-15 Beloit. Shea Shoemaker serving. Anderson with the pass up. Beloit's just going to bump it on over. Unable to attack the net here. Both teams are just bumping it on over. Connor and Emily get it over together there. And Shea Shoemaker with a big dig on the back row. Flattens out to save that one, but no one can put a hand on it as it goes over. It goes under. That's out. So some service errors in this first game of this second match by both teams has made it interesting. Pounds with the set. Fleming way out the back. (2016) Beloit. Eck. Nice block by Fulton. That's tipped by Miller at the net. Now she has to knock it on over. Shoemaker gets there, and a set by Fulton to Pounds. And Connor Fulton tips it over as Miller, late getting there for Beloit, scored a point, Minneapolis. And Beloit's pass from the back row finds the net, and a point for Minneapolis. And Tacey Pounds serving for the red and blue. That serve caught Anderson in a precarious spot. Could not get a hand on it to pass it to the front. She's called with a double hit. And a quick timeout by Beloit as Minneapolis right here in this first game of this second match. We're back as Tacey Pounds lines it up. Serve here, 28-2019, Minneapolis trailing by 1. Beloit trying to get back into sorts here as Miller stuffs our attack at the net for a point. Lady Trojans falls on our side. And she will serve. Back set. Fulton tips it on over. Shoemaker. DeVries from the back row attack. One of the better ones of the evening. From the back row. Fulton. And there's a nice stuff by Connor Fulton at the net. It rides the tape and falls on Beloit's side for a point. Minneapolis, 21-20, Beloit. Connor Fulton serving for Minneapolis. Rears back and hammers one over. And Barrett sends one to our back row, and we tip it. It goes out the back. point Beloit. DeVries with a nice pass up. Now Shoemaker bumps it over. We're there to cover. Nice back row attack by Connor Fulton. Finds the back line for a point, Minneapolis. Now Emily Fleming. See if we can get this thing even at 22. That's tipped by Barrett. Now the set by Chantel, and Jessica DeVries elevates and hammers it down to the floor. I'm waiting to see that one all night. As Jess has a nice swing at that one. Now Barrett set. DeVries cross-court winner, and they're able to find it. Now Chantel set is on the money to Shea. That's out. Connor Fulton watched that one fly wide. And Emily Fleming still at the service line for Minneapolis, now leading 23-22. And we play the pinball machine thing, and it goes over. Shea with a nice dig. Now Chantel and Jessica DeVries has a nice swing at that attack. Once again, it's down. Jessica DeVries with the last 2 points for Minneapolis. And that's what it takes, is some aggressiveness at that net. Now Minneapolis with a chance to win this game, leading 24-22. Chantel, nice hit. Jess, stuffed. That's in. And Beloit tips it on across. As she's stuffed, comes back, and Barrett places it nicely inside the line for a point. Chantel with a nice set. Jessica DeVries attack, tipped in the middle. That goes under the net. That's a winner for Minneapolis. 25-23 here in the first game of the second match. And I think we needed that one. They come from behind to win it. Had a chance to win it and gave it up, and then win it on the defensive side. 25-23. We'll be back with the second game of this second match here in just a minute. Well, I thought we were ready, but not quite. Referee's still out there checking things out. We're ready to go. Emily Fleming to start it off here for Minneapolis. And there's a nice attack by Minneapolis. Beloit able to get to it, but it's not over in 3. 1-0 Minneapolis. Fleming in the net. Engbert. Tip. They're covering. That's out. Barrett has tipped quite a few over. Does not find that one to fall into bounds. It goes out of bounds. That pass gets Engbert clear of the pole and not able to put a hand on it. Boy, that one sure looked like it was on the line. It's called out. Oh, that's nice stuff by Shea. They bump it over. Connor now with the pass, back set. Shoemaker, good. Anderson could not handle that kill by Shoemaker. Point Minneapolis. Shoemaker can elevate, has a real nice swing on the ball. Now that's tipped over by Barrett that time, falls in. Point Beloit. 4-3 Minneapolis. Nice pass by Chantel on the set by Pounds. The attack goes in the net. Point Beloit, it's all knotted up at 4. Fulton. It's tipped at the net there by Fulton. Now the back row attack is picked up by Anderson. And their third hit does not go over. Now DeVries. And that one drops in. 5-5. They get a hand on it at the net, and we hit through it. It falls right behind the front row. Point Minneapolis. Trading points here, now Pounds. Be nice to run off 3 or 4 here. Miller. Actually, it was not Miller. And that's a nice cross-court winner in by Fleming. Pauls is the other tall blonde. We're okay. Referee couldn't decide whether we were aligned all right or not. It's still Tacey Pound serving, so it's 7-5 Minneapolis. Two Beloit girls try and take that pass. It's Finch and Newzoom, whatever her name is. Engbart back to Newzoom. Fulton now the set by Darrow. It's out. Fleming lets that one go wide. Tacey Pound still serving for Big Blue. And that's out. Pass by Beloit goes out of bounds. Now Cruz comes back in the back row. With the back set, and Miller hammers it across. It's tipped by Fulton and drops on our side for a point. And the service break by Beloit, trailing 6-10. DeVries pass goes out of bounds. Tacey goes to get it. Beloit in the net. (11-6) Minneapolis, winner of the first game of this second match. It'd be nice to get the split here. Beloit winning the first match. That's out. 11-7 Minneapolis with Miller headed to the service line as Barrett comes back in. Fulton's pass right on the money to Darrow, and nice attack by Fleming. That's in. Now while they take Barrett out, she's probably their best scorer. More kills here tonight than anyone else. Pounds with a nice pass. Shoemaker comes to the net for the attack, and they just tip it over. Nice save by the ladies, but it goes out of bounds. (11-9) Minneapolis. Miller still serving. One more step and then jump, and she would have been closer to the ball. I think that would have helped the elevation trajectory of the ball, as Jess has a nice swing at it. Now Miller's pass is on the money to Ingbert, and Barrett, that's out. Emily Fleming will head to the service line. Miller to Barrett. A nice attack by DeVries. And Barrett's, or excuse me, that was Winkle. And that serve by Fleming goes out the back line. So we give it right back to Beloit. Now as Ingbert gets ready to serve. Nice dig on the back row. And we dig it out of the net. We swat it over and called for the lift. Connor. DeVries. Swing. Takes it into the net, and it's a point. Beloit. And that one sails long. That pass goes out of bounds. And Beloit now to a 15-13 lead here. DeVries with the tip this time. Is handled now, Pounds. And Shoemaker cleans up at the net. She has a nice attack. Side out to Minneapolis. Back set, Barrett just bumps it on over. Now Pounds. Stuff by Barrett at the net. Point Beloit, 16-14. Nice dig by Pounds, and DeVries caught with the 2-hit. Quick timeout here by Minneapolis as Beloit now to a 3-point lead. We'll be back in just a minute. Here we go, Anderson back to serve for Beloit here. Set by Darrow, and DeVries with a big hit from the middle. Try that one again. Now Shoemaker for tip did not go over. Point Beloit. Shoemaker with the outside attack. Baby went down to the floor for a point, Minneapolis, and she will serve. Egbert back set to Barrett. Tape shot drops right in the middle for a point, Beloit. Nice dig by Shea. Now Fleming with the back row attack. Miller finds a gap in the defense. Puts it down for a point. Fulton's hit goes in the net there as Coach Mack's calling a timeout. And we'll be back after this timeout. We're back. Beloit with the serve. Connor just tips it over. It's a 3-ball for Beloit. They attack. And it just kind of a slug bunt. Falls over our blockers right in the middle for a point. Beloit. Chantel's pass to Pounds. Nice set. Fulton. And that one falls in as Munoz can't get to it. Here we are, Beloit with the match point here. Leading 24-16. Point Minneapolis. I'm running out of tape, so I will come back and let you know how this ends. Beloit wins it 25-22. Minneapolis with a big comeback, but falls just a little bit short. We'll go to 3 here in the second match. Well, finally got the tape changed. Third game here of this second match, Minneapolis and Beloit. And a nail biter here, 8-5 Beloit in the third and deciding game of this match as Miller puts one down to the back row. Side out to Beloit. Beloit with the serve here. Fleming, nice pass. Fulton, tip. It's handled by Engbert. Cruz with a hit, and DeVries' attack goes in the net. Point. To Beloit, 10-5 Beloit. Fulton. That's tipped on over by Pauls. And a lift. 11-5. Side out Minneapolis. Jess rears back, hits one over, trailing 11-6. Nice dig by DeVries. Now Fleming. Set. Fulton has it stuffed in the middle. Point Beloit. (12-6) Beloit. That one hits the Beloit player on the court. It's point Minneapolis, 12-7, Tacey Pounds. Egbert. Cruz shot goes over, or excuse me, Eck. 5 is Eck. Changed jerseys. I had everyone. Miller with the stuff. Oh yeah, it's in. Fleming with the attack. Now Connor Fulton. Out of bounds. Service errors tonight have been costly. Both teams here, as Miller goes to the back row to serve for Beloit. Nice pass by Pounds, the set by Chantel. Fleming's attack, and Beloit cannot handle it. Now Fleming to the service line. Net. It's just getting ready to brag on her. I think she's the most consistent server here at the service line here tonight. Now Engbert with a nice dig in the back row. Fulton and Shoemaker hammers it on over. We're in the net. Engbert's serve goes over, and Chantel's tip almost finds an open spot, and our pass goes under the net. 17-9. Tape shots picked up by Shea. Now the set and her attack goes in the net. Well, our back row passes have been our Achilles heel tonight, as Beloit's able to tip that one straight down to the net as it comes up and over. Left point Beloit, 20-9. Coach Mack, I'm going to make a little correction here, and we'll see if we can rally back here. Third game of the second match. Here we go. Engbert has been at that service line all night long. Connor's pass goes off to the side. Chantel can't track it down. Point Beloit. And Morgan Halderson will make an appearance here on the back row, as we desperately need a decent pass. Coach Max. And that was a real nice pass by Morgan. Jessica DeVries' attack hits the top of the net, does not go over. Point Beloit. Jess gets up, elevates nicely with a nice kill. (22-10) now Chantel to serve for Minneapolis. And Jess hammers that one through. We get a hand on that kill by Barrett, but she slugs it right on through. Point Beloit, 23-10. Morgan with a nice pass. Shea with the kill. (23-11). Shea Shoemaker with a nice deep serve. That one's going down to the floor. And a quick timeout here. Here we go. Match point, and there it is. Beloit wins 25-11. And that's the way it ends. Varsity girls lose 2 here at Beloit, both in 3, as Minneapolis at times plays very good, and other times not so good. JV has a split, and I don't know what the C team did, so I think we won the C team pretty easily. Beloit gets a little thin down there. So that's it from Beloit, and next telecast will be probably at home, the volleyball match, but football this Friday back up here at Beloit. So from Beloit, that's it. Minneapolis loses 2 to the Lady Trojans.